position if that works well for you, or with your feet on the ground, knees bent, whichever you prefer. You're going to draw in nice and tight with the belly button to the spine as if there's a magnet between the two. Roll the shoulder blades back as if there's a tennis ball in between your shoulder blades and you don't want it to move. And finally, there's a string on the crown of your head pulling you all the way up tall toward the ceiling. And when you're ready, we'll just start with the neck to warm it up. Take your right hand to the left side of your head. Carefully bring your right ear to your right shoulder. If this is enough of a stretch, you can stay. If you want a little bit more, walk the left fingertips out. And you should feel the stretch start to happen in the left side of your neck. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale, fill up. As you exhale, drop your chin towards your collarbone, looking down toward the right knee, and then walk the left fingertips behind you. So the stretch should now transfer to the back left side of the neck area. Inhale, fill up. As you exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. Try to make contact. Make some slow half circles, gently rocking side to side, opening up the back of the neck. And you'll notice the closer you get your neck, your chin to your chest, the more the stretch kind of transfers to the very top of the shoulders. And then carefully roll your left ear to your left shoulder, left hand to the right side of the head. Option to stay here or to intensify this by walking the right fingertips away from you. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, chin to collarbone again. Gaze comes down to the left knee, walk the right fingertips away. One more, inhale, fill up. As you exhale, drop your chin to your chest again. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Some seated cat-cow. Start to round the upper body all the way forward. Point the elbows down to the ground. When your next inhale comes, gaze will lift up past your screen toward the ceiling, cow pose, and then exhale, round back forward to cat pose. Inhale, open up the chest, arch the spine, gaze comes up, and then exhale, round. So just taking the opportunity to reverse any of that hunching that happens in the upper body, whether you're spending a lot of time seated, driving, hovering over a stove. And one more time, inhale, open up for cow, exhale, close for cat. And then sitting up nice and tall, realigning again. Inhale, lift up, palms at the top. Exhale, big press away. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, lift up as tall as you can. Stay here. Exhale, begin to twist to the right. Right hand lowers down like a kickstand. Left hand to the outside of the right leg. You're looking toward the right side of your room. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, twist the torso even more to the right. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, twist. Last time, inhale, fill up the lungs. Exhale, twist out all the way. Come on back up to neutral as you inhale. Exhale, take it to the other side. Left hand behind, right hand to the outside of the left leg. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist. Again, inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale, twist out all the way. Come on back up to neutral as you inhale. And then exhale, let it go. If your legs are getting tired, feel free to recross them or bend the knees, plant the feet. You're going to place your right hand down. Left arm reaches all the way up and over, finding that nice side body stretch. Reaching all the way through the fingertips. 2 more breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale out all the way. Then use your inhale to sit back up. And then exhale, left hand down, right arm up and over. 2 more breaths. Inhale, sit back up. If you have a strap nearby, please grab it. You're going to make your grip nice and wide and then just take your pass-throughs. I really like doing pass-throughs before we do downward facing dog. It opens up the chest, gets some juices flowing into the shoulders. If you're feeling a little stiff this morning, I would consider making your grip a little bit wider. Same goes for the opposite, really. If you're feeling really loose and you want to challenge yourselves a little bit more, make your grip shorter. And you don't have to go all the way up and back. If your mobility is limited today, just go up overhead. You want to go right to that point where you feel maximum pain, sensation. Before you get to that painful point, come back down. There's no need to overdo it with your shoulders. Whatever option you chose, let's go for 2 more. And last one. Now you can make your grip a little bit shorter, about as wide as the knees. Arms come up into a letter Y shape. You're gonna bend your arms to goalpost arms. From here, puff your chest out, draw the elbows back. Your shoulder blades should come together. So if I were to place a pencil in between your shoulders, it would not move here because we're super active. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Arms come back up into that letter Y shape. You're gonna bend the right elbow, tip over to the right, and you should feel a really nice opening in the left side, starting in the shoulder and traveling down to the rib cage. Inhale back up, and now let's go to the other side. Bend the left elbow, pull the right side over. And then inhale back up, exhale, let that go, shake it out. Final stretch with the straps. Place the strap in your right hand. You're going to send the strap behind you, bend the elbow. We want elbow, shoulder, hip connection. Wrap the left arm around, grab the strap, pull the strap down. So you should be feeling that tricep stretch here. And the reason we use the strap is that if I were to have you place your left hand on your elbow, it sometimes creates that hunching motion that we're really trying to avoid here. And then shake it off, other side, strap in the left, send it behind you, wrap your right arm around and pull down. One more inhale. And then exhale, let that go, shake it off. You can toss your strap off to the side, carefully shift off of your prop. Let's come to a tabletop position. In your tabletop, hands are spread nice and wide. We want shoulders above the hands. Belly button draws in tight toward the spine. Back is nice and flat. Hips are above the knees. Tuck your toes. Let's go through your cat-cow. Drop the belly, lift the hips, come on up. And then push your hips forward, look behind you. So keep moving here in your cat-cow. Now is a great time to start to link your breath to your movement. It's an inhale as you drop the belly and hit cow pose. Exhale as you push your hips forward for cat pose. I want you to really exaggerate the movement in cow pose. You should be tipping your belly button down so far that you feel a really nice big stretch in the torso and almost like your lower vertebrae and the spine can touch each other. And then for the opposite cow pose, I want you to be compressing your abs so much that you feel like you're at the bottom of a crunch and that your vertebrae are really spacing out from each other. One more time, inhale, cow. And then exhale, cat. Come on back to a neutral tabletop. Let's just give the wrists a little stretch. Take your right fingertips out toward the right. If that's enough of a stretch for you, stay. If you want more of a stretch, find any angle between the right side of your room and your right knee. Tuck the toes and just gently shift your body weight forward and backward. So a great little reminder to check in with your body. Make sure you are not crossing that threshold between discomfort and pain. You should not feel any sharp pains in the wrists, but you definitely should feel a really intense stretch. Next time you come back, hold it there for an extra moment. And let go, shake it off. Come on back to neutral. Back to tabletop position. If everyone could just take a moment to double check that you're all on mute, I would appreciate it. Left fingertips out toward the left. You can stay here or find any angle between your left knee that works, and then just rock your body weight forward and backward again, same thing. Gently rock your body back one more time. Hold it there for a second, and then let it go, shake it off. Somebody is not on mute and we can hear your phone conversation. If everyone could please take a moment to make sure your screen is on mute, that would be very considerate for the other people in class. Come on back to your tabletop position. Inhale, reach your fingertips all the way up, and then exhale, thread your right arm through your left, coming into thread the needle. So your right shoulder is on the ground. Your ear is on the ground. If your ear does not comfortably touch the ground, place a block or a prop underneath it. Stay down here on your right shoulder. You can begin to walk the left fingertips forward. This is option 1. And then option 2 is to hook the left arm around. And you should be getting that nice inward rotation of the shoulder. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, left hand underneath your face. Come on off the right shoulder. I'll just switch the view for you for the other side. So left side, inhale, left fingertips up. Exhale, thread the left arm through the right. Come on all the way down to the left shoulder. Left ear is on the floor or a prop. You can begin by walking the right fingertips forward or hooking your right arm around your hand. So what we end up doing is inwardly rotating the left shoulder, externally rotating the right shoulder. One more inhale. And then exhale, plant your right hand down, come on off the left shoulder. One more stretch here from our tabletop position. Hips stay stacked high on top of the knees. They're gonna stay there as you walk your upper body forward and your forehead comes to the mat for puppy dog pose. Puppy dog pose is half of a downward facing dog. You should feel a really intense stretch in the upper back. It should feel like the shoulders are lifting up and the spine is sinking down. The difference between puppy dog and child's pose is that your hips are not glued to your heels, and we're stretching the upper back, not the lower back. Child's pose is a lower back stretch. When we move into downward facing dog in a couple of moments, I want you to recreate this exact same stretch when I tell you to push your chest back towards your thighs. This is the feeling you're going for. One more full inhale, fill up. As you exhale, come on back to your tabletop position. So let's just warm up the core a little bit before down dog. Tuck your right toes to the back edge of your mat. Tuck your left toes to the back edge of your mat. We're in plank pose. Without moving your hands or your feet, shift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take your right hand, tap it to the left shin. Right hand comes back. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, hold. Inhale, stay. Exhale, downward dog. Left hand taps the right shin. Bring it back to the top. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Hold as you exhale. Belly button in tight, inhale. Exhale, back downward facing dog. So in your downward dog, there should be about a leg's distance between your hands and your feet. You should not have had to adjust them from your plank. That's why we use plank to set up down dog. You should feel a really nice stretch starting in the hip, traveling down the hamstring, the calf, the Achilles heel, everything in the lower part of your leg. 2 more breaths here. Nod your head, yes. Shake it, no. Bend your knees deeply. Take an inhale as you walk your feet all the way up to your hands. Hands to shins, flatten out the back. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, carefully roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. And exhale at the top. Standing at the top of your mat, moving through a couple of sun breaths. Inhale, lift up, palms meet at the top. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, carefully roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Exhale at the top. Second time, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. Exhale, lower down. This time, grab onto opposite elbows here in ragdoll position. Your head should be framed by your arms. You're looking for your shins or for the wall behind you. So you should not be looking at your computer screen. That's going to strain your neck. And what you should feel is a really nice lower back and hamstring stretch. So remember, anytime your chest is facing your thighs, that's the body part we're stretching out. If you need, absolutely bend your knees if this is too intense. Nod your head, yes. Shake it, no. Wrap your hands around your waist, give it a squeeze. Inhale, roll up to stand. We're going to come down 1 more time. You have the option to repeat that ragdoll or take it a step further. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. Exhale, lower down. Option to take ragdoll again or to take your peace sign fingers, hook them around your big toes. If you can't reach your big toes, bend your knees till you can. Inhale, lift the hips up nice and high. Exhale, draw your upper body towards your lower body. And in a perfect world, your nose touches your shins. Not that I ever expect you to be there, but that's the direction we're heading. So it helps to have some sort of a visualization here. 2 more breaths. Inhale, lift the hips up high. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, wrap your hands around your waist, give a squeeze. Inhale, roll up to stand. Good. So let's come to the back of our mat, making our way to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up, palms meet at the top, and then exhale, lower down. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. As you exhale, walk your hands forward to a plank. Without moving your hands or your feet, shift your hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, back, downward dog. Right hand taps the left shin. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, hold. Inhale. Exhale, back, down dog. Left hand to right shin. Come on back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, stay. One more inhale. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Draw your chest back toward your thighs. Feel the shoulders lift up and the spine sink down. Your gaze should not be at your computer. It should be in between your feet to the wall behind you. That's going to keep your neck safe. 2 more breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale out all the way. Bend the knees deeply. Gaze comes forward. Inhale, walk your feet up to your hands. Hands to shins, flatten out the back. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, carefully roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. And exhale at the top. So if you have your 2 blocks, grab them. If you don't, that's fine. Use whatever prop you've been using in place of the block. And you're going to place them on the pinky toe edges of your feet on the highest height. There should be about a 2 fist distance in between your feet. That's hips width. You're going to wrap your hands around your waist. We'll start with the right foot. You're going to step back about a foot behind the block. And you want to make sure that your foot is directly behind the block because that's going to keep our hips squared forward. We're going for a big hamstring and calf stretch. Roll the shoulder blades all the way up and back. Take an inhale. As you exhale with a flat back, you're going to lower down to halfway, pause. If you have props, your hands would now drop down to your props. If you don't have props, keep your hands around your waist. You want to be at a height where you can maintain a straight left leg. If you cannot maintain a straight left leg, that means we need to make the upper body a little bit higher. Doesn't make you a bad person, just means you've got tight hamstrings. So if you're on your block and you're comfortable here, stay. If you feel like you can intensify the stretch, play around with the height of the block, maybe even ditch the block completely. If you're down here on your prop and you have to bend that left knee, I want you to keep your hands around your waist. And then what you would do is interlace your fingers, press your palms into your thigh, not your knee. And then from there, you're carefully bringing your upper body down. So even if you don't have props, you can keep your interlaced fingers on top of the thigh. Maybe you can bring them down to the shin, whatever's most comfortable, and whatever will make you keep that left leg straight. And you should feel a really nice stretch starting in the hamstring and traveling down the calf. Maybe even a little bit in that sciatic nerve, the base of your tailbone, base of your lower back, I mean. Wherever you are, everybody's going to wrap their hands around their waist, give it a squeeze, belly button in tight to the spine. Use your next inhale to come on back up to stand. And let's go for the other side. Bring your right foot forward. Now take a step back with your left leg. Your left leg should have about a foot's distance in between the block, and you want to be directly behind the block. Wrap your hands around your waist, give it a squeeze. Roll the shoulders all the way up and back. Take an inhale. With a flat back, exhale, lower down. And if your blocks are there, grab hold of your blocks. If not, interlace your fingers, press your palms into your thigh. So we really avoid putting on any unnecessary pressure in the knee. That's how we hurt the knees. You want to be, again, just the same as the other side, wherever you can maintain a straight leg. So play around with whichever height works well for you. And I want you to imagine like you've got something in between your thighs, like a piece of paper, and you don't want it to move. Squeeze your thighs together. That's going to keep your hips nice and squared and the body symmetrical. One more inhale. Exhale, wrap your hands around your waist, give it a squeeze. Inhale, roll back up to a standing position. And you can step forward, toss the blocks off to the side. Come on back to the top of your mat. You're going to keep the left foot forward, take a big step back with your right foot. You're going to drop the right foot down into your warrior 2 legs. So warrior 2 legs, just a reminder, there's a heel to arch connection here and about a leg's distance in between both of your feet. So make that adjustment. You want to make sure the knee and the ankle are in one straight line. And then you're going to reach your arms out in your warrior 2 position. So warrior two should feel like a really nice hip stretch because we're rotating the hip away from the body. So the stretch starts right here. Hold here, inhale. Exhale, reverse your warrior, drawing your weight back should intensify that hip stretch on the right side. Hold here, inhale. Exhale out all the way, and then inhale back up, warrior two. Exhale, drop your forearm onto your thigh, and then reach your left fingertips all the way up and over. So coming into side angle pose, then starts to activate this left hip. So lots of hip action going on. Maintain that direct line between your knee and your ankle. Your left arm is framing your face, and it's a really active reach here. You don't want spaghetti arms. 2 more breaths. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. 1 more inhale. Exhale out all the way. Belly button in tight to the spine. Inhale, rise back up to warrior two. Hands wrap around the waist. You're going to straighten that right leg. Rotate the right toes to the inside of your mat. So both toes are facing in here. Hands come out into a T position, so like you're a starfish, right? Roll the shoulders back, open up the chest, take a big inhale. As you exhale, lower your upper body down and hands come to wherever they come. So little pro tip, if you cannot reach the floor, make your feet a little bit wider. Blocks and props are also there too to bring the ground up to you if the ground is still far away. Gently walk your hands to the left. You should feel the stretch intensify in the right leg. If you have knee issues, I want you to stay. If you do not have knee issues, I want you to start to bend the left knee, and then that right leg will remain straight. So I say only if you don't have knee issues, because this is a lot of pressure in that left knee. Plant your body weight into your hands, come on back to neutral, and then gently walk your hands over to the right. So if you have knee issues, stay right here. You will still get the full benefit of the stretch. If you do not have knee issues, you're going to now bend the right leg, and then the left heel will drop. 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, push back to the middle of your mat. Take another forward fold. Maybe you can come a little bit deeper here. So you should feel that really nice stretch in your adductor muscles or the inside of your thighs. 1 more inhale. Exhale out all the way. Wrap your hands around your waist. Give it a squeeze. Inhale, roll up to stand. And here we are back in that starfish position. So we're going to use this to transition into the other side. All you're going to do is take your right toes, rotate them out, getting ready for that warrior two position on this side. So let's look at the feet. We have that heel to arch alignment here. The left foot is flat into the ground. Pressure in the pinky toe edge of the foot. And now bend the right knee. Here's your warrior two on this side. So we don't always need fancy transitions to get into poses. Maybe that means you got off easy today, maybe not, we'll see. Hold here in your warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Feel the tug happen now on the right hip. Inhale, stay. Exhale, hold. Inhale, lift back up to warrior two. Now drop the right forearm down. Left arm reaches all the way up and over. Now you should feel the stretch activate in the left hip as well. Take a peek down at your right leg. Make sure your ankle and your knee are stacked on top of each other. You're still pressing out through the pinky toe edge of that left leg. 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. Exhale out all the way, and then inhale, come on back up to warrior two. Exhale, straighten the right leg now. Rotate the right toes back. So we're here in our starfish position again. 1 more little shoulder stretch, and then we're back down on our backs. You're going to interlace your fingers behind you. Try to draw your palms together first, and then pull your knuckles down past your tailbone toward the ground. So you're getting that big external rotation of the shoulders. Same exact positioning as we were doing with the strap before the beginning of class. So make sure you have a nice grip. Be firmly planted in the big toes. Inhale, open up the chest. As you exhale, start to roll your upper body forward, and then arms come all the way up and down overhead. So if you notice that your head is like an inch above the ground, absolutely separate your feet a little bit, and the crown of your head can definitely rest on the mat like this. This is perfectly safe. The crown of your head has got a really nice cushion, and you can absolutely put pressure on that all of the time. Intense stretch happening on the inside of the thighs, no matter where you are. And you're pulling your fingertips all the way up and over. And in a perfect world, your pinkies rest on the floor, and you get a really nice shoulder stretch here. Last 2 breaths. It's a really intense place, so use your breath to manage it. One more inhale. Exhale out all the way. You're going to start to bring your fingertips back towards your tailbone first. Get out of the shoulder stretch first. And then inhale, come on up to stand. Exhale, release the hands, wrap them around your waist. Take a big step up to the top of your mat. And we'll just move through one and only vinyasa today. Inhale, lift up, palms meet at the top. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back to your plank pose. From your plank, lower through. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. So we did a lot of shoulder, hip, and hamstring stretches here, all major body parts in your downward facing dog. So just give yourselves a little bit of a body scan and see how it feels in comparison to the first downward dog we did today. We're here just for 2 more breaths before we move into child's pose. One more inhale, fill up. As you exhale, drop down to your knees. You're going to make your knees as wide as the mat, big toes together, heels slightly apart. Sit down on your heels and then walk your body forward. So in your child's pose, your butt and your heels are trying as best you can to connect with each other. You should feel a stretch starting in the tops of the feet, moving on to the lower back, the inside of the thighs. And then I want you to press into your fingertips. Walk your fingers over to the right corner of your mat. If you want to intensify the stretch, you will walk your left hand on top of your right. Inhale, come on back to neutral. And then exhale over to the other side. Same idea, to intensify this, you would walk your right hand on top of your left. And then inhale, come on back to your child's pose. Carefully walk your hands back towards your knees so that you're sitting up. And then we're going to make our way to lie down on our backs. Have your block or your prop nearby. Lower all the way down and hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourselves a really big squeeze. Gently just rocking side to side, massaging out the lower back. So if you notice, this is the exact same thing as child's pose, just on our backs because our knees are toward our chest. If I were to flip you over, it would look like a child's pose. Carefully drop the feet down, plant your feet, keep your knees bent. We're moving into a supported bridge pose, but before we get there, let's make sure the feet are aligned with the knees. And the best way to test that out is to make sure that if you move your fingers from side to side, that you should be able to touch your heels. If you can't, you need to move your feet back. Grab your prop or your block, and when you're ready, you're gonna inhale, lift the hips up, place the prop underneath your tailbone. So if you have a yoga block, bring it to the medium height here. And you're just going to sort of allow all of your body weight to fall into the block. This is a perfectly acceptable option to take. However, if you want to intensify it, there's 2 more stops for us to go. You can stretch your legs out toward the top of your mat. Have your heels facing each other, toes facing apart. If right away you feel a little bit of a pinch or any pain, this is too much for you. Go back to where we started. And then your final stop is to reach your arms all the way up overhead. So what we end up doing is we're rotating everything away from the midline of the body. We're externally rotating the hips, the shoulders, and you should be getting a really nice back bend here, which is a nice way to help you out from any excessive sitting that might happen during the day. We're also opening up the lungs, opening up the chest. You always have the option to backtrack if anything gets too intense. We're here for just about 2 more breaths. One more inhale. As you exhale, if your arms are up over your head, you're going to bring your arms back down by your sides. If your legs were extended, you're going to carefully plant your feet on the floor, bend your knees again. Once you get back to our starting bridge position, lift the hips up, remove the block, lower the hips back down, gently hug the knees in toward the chest, giving yourselves a nice big squeeze. And just carefully rocking side to side on the lower back, getting a nice back massage in. And then releasing your legs, lowering down for a final Shavasana. So you're going to come to lie down flat on your back, releasing any last little movements, any little thoughts, and just finding a moment of peace and stillness. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale out through the nose. Inhale, fill up, feel your belly rise. Exhale out, feel your belly fall. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Take 2 more breaths on your own. One more inhale, fill up all the way. And as you exhale, giving yourselves a little bit of a body scan, see how you're feeling. Notice the sense of peace and stillness that you can create for yourselves, and how all it takes is just to be a little bit more mindful of your breath. Know that this tool is always available to you off your mat and in real life. Gently start to come back to a more natural breath. Bring some tiny movement to your bodies by wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Arms can reach all the way up overhead. Point your toes away, finding a nice long body stretch. And then when you're ready, bending your knees one more time, hugging your knees in towards your chest, giving yourselves a nice big squeeze. Gently rocking side to side on the tailbone. And then once more, you'll raise your right arm over your head. You're going to roll all the way over to your right side, allowing yourselves a moment to adjust. And then when you're ready, plant your left hand on the ground. You're going to carefully use it as a little bit of a kickstand to press you up to a comfortable seated position. And you are all done today, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Danny.